Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still in a bunch of wars, still building up our government, and I'm realizing now that the Army of North Africa is still having a bit of a manpower problem. So I am seeing a few armies that are, a few battalions that are still low. So I'm going to work on getting those disbanded and reformed in places where there's enough labor for them. So go ahead and lose that one. Go ahead and lose this one for sure. These are both in... This one's in Tunisia. Scrap that one. These are both in Marrakesh. Okay. Lose that. Definitely lose these ones with virtually no manpower in them. This one as well. And these two ones are still both... I'm going to cut this one just for the sake of making sure. Alright, so we need an additional 12 barracks for this army. Let's go ahead and get those built. We'll build them in France. I can put them all right here in Guyenne. 10 and 2 more. Perfect. Alright, that should be just fine. Now, yep, and obviously we're over on battalions. Are all these queued in yet? Not quite yet. Let's actually queue them all up to the top, because they're more important. Getting this army back to being functional is more important than that. Oh my goodness, quite a few siege artillery units also are having a little bit of an issue. Alright, so we'll cut, again, anywhere that we're under 1,000. And I think we can use that as a basis for... Alright, the Lancers are good. But I think we can use that as a basis for adding some heavy tanks and light tanks to this army. So we've got 10 units of Lancers. We're going to need an additional 5 units of heavy tanks just to cover the loss of that siege artillery. We'll put those in Aki 10. And then for light tanks, we'll put... Let me see where the light tanks are. Let me see where the Lancers are employed. Looks like they're all in... half in Champagne and half in Languedoc. So we'll just put 5 in Languedoc, 5 in Champagne, and then we won't be changing up the structure of the army whatsoever. Perfect. And then I'll just go ahead and complete the Lancers. As for the siege artillery, where are the rest of them? Corsica, Picardy, Aquitaine. Yeah, okay, they're kind of all over. Corsica, Picardy, Aquitaine, Brittany. So that's okay. You know, let's make it easy and just cut all of them. And then we'll build up the new heavy tank battalions. Let me see, we'll put 5 in Corsica, 5 in Aquitaine, 5 in Picardy. And that'll be just fine. And that'll give us everything we need to have this army fully upgraded. First Corps, we are still running a gaggle of siege artillery. I think we can... Just kind of all over the place. I think we can... Oh no, that army's still mobilized. Second Corps, though, I think we can fully convert over. So we'll just cut all 3 of these, and we need 15 battalions of heavy tanks. So we will put those here, here, and here. Second Corps is currently mobilized, but I don't think they need to be at this point. Well, Third Corps... Well, let's wait until these wars end, and then they'll automatically demobilize, because I don't think we've got anything else going on right now, actually. So I can just let these wars sort themselves out, and then pause and do all the work I need to do. Ew, flamethrowers, wonderful. I'm definitely going to activate that in my mobilization methods once the whole situation in Shewa calms down. Oh, this is so nice having Shewa as a protectorate. Now I just need to make sure that they take over the rest of Ethiopia, and we'll be good to go. You see, Ethiopia is 2 states. On the other hand, I could simply make a protectorate out of Borana and maybe finagle something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. We'll see what I ultimately end up deciding to do. In any case, let's finish out reforming the armies. Second Corps still has 10 battalions of siege artillery. Looks like there are a lot in Provence, Guyenne, Auvergne-Limousin. They're kind of all over. Alright, so another... Auvergne-Limousin. Auvergne-Limousin already has a huge number of armies. Let's keep them in Guyenne and Provence. Was it 15? No, I think it was only 10. Yeah, 60, 30, 10. Yeah, that makes sense. And then Third Corps, we already have those queued in. First Corps, now we have 20 battalions of siege artillery. Looks like a lot of them are in northern France. A lot in Brittany, a lot in Normandy. Alright, so cut those. And heavy tanks. 10 in Normandy, 10 in Brittany. And that'll be a full First Corps. And now, our armies... Well, we could use an additional 5 light tanks, don't you think? Don't you think we could use some extra tanks? I think we could use some extra tanks. In fact, I think maybe some... Now that cavalry is not completely de-optimized, I think some more light tanks would be useful in a lot of our armies. So we'll go ahead and throw a few more in. And how about the Army of North Africa? We're still building that up. Alright. So we'll let things go for now. So now I need to figure out where I'm going to be engaging in foreign adventures, because I think it's time to engage in foreign adventures. I don't know about y'all, but foreign adventures would be nice. I feel extremely... Wow, that's a lot of infamy. I would love to conquer Hesse-Kassel just to get Prussia set up so that it can move armies over land amidst itself. That would be really nice. On the other hand, going after some more expansion in Europe. Ooh. Hanover I would need to steal from Sweden in order to get it. And I can't do that because relations are too good. Oh, hold on. Right, because relations are too good. Well, that's a shame, because Sweden is a pal. Would they say yes? They would not. And that would be so very much infamy. So much. Oh, right, I was going to go after Burma. That's right. Does Burma have... It doesn't. It only has defensive pact with Siak, which I don't really consider a problem. It's going to be 20.4 infamy. I don't have quite enough. Should I go goblin mode? I think it might be... I think I might... No. Let's not be ridiculous here. I'm going to wait. And I'm going to hope that I can sort myself out. Oh goodness, another Hell on Earth event. The perpetrators will pay for their crimes. I keep saying the perpetrators will pay for their crimes, but it sure doesn't seem to have made conditions in the African plantations any better. So, you know, make of that what you will. I can for sure drop taxes down to the lowest number now, because we are getting huge pound notes from Britain. 359k. Oh, interesting. My taxes actually significantly affect the drain on the British economy. So if I put them in medium, I'm going to be getting a lot more, I think. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is... Oh my goodness. I had no idea that the bankroll interaction was so good for foreign policy. Well, Selangorian diplomatic play. That's alright. Another time, Burma. Just put one army there. I actually think I need new small armies. I also think it would be nice to have... Would it be useful to have light tanks in these armies? I think the answer is actually yes. Oh, I don't have these ones upgraded to heavy tanks either. Alright, well, for the ones that aren't mobilized, maybe for the new one. I'm going to form a new army. Where do I do that? Create army. Here we go. I'm going to station it in the Indonesia HQ. This is just going to be the second Indonesian army. We've got a charismatic defensive integralist here. That seems fine. That seems completely fine. Nothing wrong with a little integralism, I always say. I never say that. Don't tell it. If anyone says I said that, they're fools and liars. Even if they point to this video and go, Degencat absolutely said, they didn't. Shazam. Alright, here we go. 35. And we'll do 4 in Languedoc. And is there anywhere outside of France that I have barracks? I have a very small number. Let's put one in Guinea. And then for cavalry, or for artillery, we'll just do heavy tanks. We'll do some in Guyenne. And some in Guinea as well. And that'll be just fine. And this will be the second French Indonesian army. Actually, Second Army of Indonesia. Confirm. And then we'll rename this one the First Army of Indonesia. And that's going to make that easier. And this army is gaining an organization, which is very good. We're still increasing in overall capabilities there, which is just fine. Another Continent of Opportunity event. Colonists moving to the Ivory Coast, hoping to build a new life in the Kingdom of France's new African colonies, are struggling to survive in the unfamiliar environment. If it was only the temperature and the weather, we would manage. It was not also the flora, the fauna, and the soil, which were so wholly alien to our customs. We knew we would be on the frontier of a new chapter in French history, but if that chapter is to be anything more than a footnote, the assistance we've received thus far is woefully lacking. Again, my three options are huge expenses, the African colonies are survivors, not charity cases, this reduces colony growth speed, or the colonial administration should assist them, -10 bureaucracy. You know I'm going to go with -10 bureaucracy, because that is a cost of 0, functionally. New South Welsh aristocratic revolts has been properly going for a minute now. Alright, so at this point, we've basically got a low enough infamy that we can grab Burma. So if we can grab Burma, if we can get this war done and sorted in good order without something else popping off, I can get Burma. On the other hand, the East Indies are now independent, with only a small number of defensive pacts. Which means I can bully them and start stealing their protectorates, which I am extremely tempted to do. That's another avenue of expansion that is open to us since the East Indies were lost by the Netherlands. In fact, the Netherlands are a much more tempting target to make into a protectorate ourselves now, actually, truthfully. Belgium, too, if I do say so myself. Only 26 infamy. But we have plenty of expansion we can do in Southeast. Oh my goodness. They split up. They split up, gang. They split up, gang. The Philippines are... Oh no, those are still the Spanish Philippines. Sulu got this. Got all this territory here. And then Austria somehow got this. And then Java is its own thing. And Bali got all this. And Portugal got this. And then Tidore is independent. Which spells opportunity for France, because I can absolutely grab Banjar, Bhutan, and Tidore without anything resembling a real fight. Which I would be extremely appreciative of. I can't do it right now because I'm in a war, but as soon as that's done, I can grab those. Oh, this is great fortune for us. This is absolutely excellent. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased with the chaos happening in other parts of the world right now. It's making me very happy. And I've just set my taxes to absurdly high just to drain Great Britain's everything. So, what is their debt at right now? 36.3 million and going up. All right, perfect. At about 200,000. So our high tax rate is making a big difference for Britain, which I'm very pleased about, again, because Britain are not my allies in any meaningful way. Yeah, feeling pretty full of myself. Austria is over here going after an uprising in Bhutan. Oh, is Bhutan a... Oh, they're a tributary of China. Oh, that's interesting. That was quick. That was quick. We got to get our heads in the game here. And this is an only annex war, so this is not going to be done for another, like, 4 weeks. But once that happens, we can get aggressive out here. There's plenty to do. Tidore is feeling cooperative with us, so hopefully they wouldn't mind being a protectorate. All right. Come on, end you silly war. There we go. All right, so our options are Java. That is 71.4 infamy. All right, Java, settle down. That said, there are some interactions we have potentially with them. Trade states. Let's not worry about that for now. So Banjar, GDP of 200,000, probably not a reasonable target. Oh, Java's got a real GDP over here. Bhutan is already a protectorate of China, so they're not a good target. But Tidore... Wow, that's a really low GDP. And this is productive territory. That's a little bit of a shock, to be honest. And here's the Bhutan uprising. And there's Bali, our subject. So, if I take Tidore and say, you have to be on protectorate, that's 2.4 infamy. If I target Banjar, on the other hand, that's 2.4 as well. They're both reasonable targets. Banjar is going to be faster. No, they're both going to be about the same speed. Alright. Hello. They will say no. Tidore will say no. Banjar will also say no. So, it doesn't matter in this case. We'll grab... Just look at there. Okay. Tidore has no defensive pacts. Banjar has no defensive pacts. So, it's going to be Tidore. Banjar, you're next. Don't be worried. Don't be worried. And we'll put the Second Army of Indonesia into action. In fact, because of the number of fronts we have over here, we're going to put both armies of Indonesia into action. And in fact, I think we're actually going to grab our armies of West Africa and our army of Latin America, just to make sure that we don't experience some kind of chicanery with respect to our fronts, where fronts become completely entangled and unusable due to weirdness. And I think we are going to need a fleet because I don't think there's a. Oh, there is a land bridge here. All right, or there's a ferry point, I guess is what this would be called, an isthmus. If I do remember my third grade geography very well. All right. Nobody seems interested in involving themselves in this, at least for now. Fingers crossed. Although, to be completely honest, I don't think it's going to impact almost anything over here. Maybe after that. Well, I want to grab Banjar, and then we'll get Burma. I think that's completely reasonable. Seeing as Austria's already gone for Bhutan, or maybe they had Bhutan before. I could also get the middle of the Philippines. We've mostly got the Philippines from Spain at this point. But at the very least... Is this state... At the very least, Mindanao should be united under Maguindanao. I feel that makes a strong sense linguistically. Even for no other... Even if my knowledge of the region's history and geography are completely insufficient in this regard, I do feel that Maguindanao should hold Mindanao. I don't think that's an unreasonable desire. You know, let's build something as long as we have huge piles of cash. Let's build something. Let's increase the size of the construction sector, frankly. Where do we have... Ah, Savoy. Savoy is where we have small construction sectors. Well, we'll round off the number there. And then we'll just put 5 more levels in Auvergne-Limousin, 5 more in Poitou-Saintonge, 5 more in Aquitaine, 5 more in Languedoc. And then we'll build ourselves some railways. We definitely need some in Languedoc. And a bunch in Normandy. We'll just put 4 levels of railways in Normandy. I can go up to speed 2 while we're doing this. I'm just grabbing all the areas in the Metropole where infrastructure seems a little bit low, although there aren't many of them. I'm going to be building a bunch in Brittany, so that's a completely reasonable. Hey, Tidore back down. Wonderful. That's perfect. I'm so very pleased. Hello, Banjar, you are next. We're bringing you the greatest gift of all, civilization. What's that? You don't desire civilization? It's military intervention. Alright. And that one's going to go there, that one's going to go there. Do one of my armies of Indonesia... No, that's the army of West Africa going back to West Africa. It's fine. Everything is fine. The system is working as intended. Alright, well, infrastructure basically looks fine in the Metropole right now. That's looking good. Everything's looking chill in Africa as well. So what else? What else? I think we're a little... Alright, we have battleships now, so we can upgrade our fleets as well. Escadre de la Méditerranée, I'm going to round off the number of scout cruisers. And we'll start by building capital ships. Yes, I know it's too many, but I'm reducing the number of dreadnoughts. See? Team doesn't believe me. Alright. Did they surrender, or have I just not been paying attention? They have not surrendered. I am paying attention. I can sway countries, but again, it doesn't matter. It's Banjar. It's not a country with much of an economy. Which means it's not going to have much of an army as well. So let's look at another fleet and do some more upgrades. Escadre du Nord has a lot of ironclads. I can just cut all of them and build 20 bases full of battleships. So that's 18. And let's throw in a few more levels of scout cruisers. And by a few, I mean 20. And then we'll cut the rest of these monitors. And it'll be overall an increase. I should rename these to my raiding fleet and my escort and my battle fleets, because that's going to make it a lot easier for me to understand. Two arms. Hey Britain, you're bankrupt yet? They're not, and their debt is continuing to go up faster now. Wonderful. Perfect. Oh, that's like $500,000 per week. That's excellent. Wonderful. That meme of a guy poking with a stick, like, go on, do a social collapse. Oh boy, Brazil, if you're going to start doing this back and forth thing again, we've been improving relations for a minute now, and they're getting back to normal. Don't send me 10,000 notifications. I'll be big mad if you send me 10,000 notifications. Alright, so that is the end of the war in Banjar. Again, not really any meaningful opposition, but there's... Ooh, excellent. Fascist Java will be willing to become my protectorate. Absolutely. Hey, the movement to institute landed voting finally sorted itself out. That's wonderful. Alright, so we'll put both the armies of Indonesia on this front here. And now the third French fleet is short a commander. Let's see. This guy is impetuous and ethno-nationalist, or imperious. Ethno-nationalist, traditionalist command. You know what? We're just going to put both of these Midland guys in here. Hope we get something good. You're a persistent naval commander. You're an innovative dockyard organizer. That's a good person to have around. And you align with the Catholic Church, and you're a jingoist? Perfect. That's wonderful. That's exactly what I need. Alright, hopefully my armies get where they're going before this pops off. Let's see. Third French Fleet, it's not... Escadre du Nord is the one that I'm still working on. Ah, Hawaiian Peasant Revolt. Wonderful. The Army of Latin America will go to Hawaii. That's the place they're supposed to be. But I got stuff going on in Indonesia. Don't hate. I'm gonna get a protectorate. No, everyone knows that oh my goodness, now there's a revolt in the Sulu. Mr. Sulu, how could you do this? How close is the I'm gonna leave this army here for now. And if we can win a few battles, then I'll be satisfied with the situation in Indonesia, and I'll send this actually, no. You know what? Perfect. We'll just grab the Army of West Africa, and we'll put them on the front in... Oh, interesting. So the Liberal Revolt is all of... There's the war in Java popping off. Is all of North Borneo, Luzon, and... Oh, this is all Luzon. Oh, interesting. I see. And because there's no bridge here, there's no Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to station the Army of West Africa here in Sulu, and then we're going to grab the third French fleet, and we're going to deploy it over here. It's not going to regain organization while traveling, but it's a very large fleet, and it's not going to lose organization. It's not going to need organization because it's not really going to be doing any naval battles. So we got our battle here. Things are looking very well. So I'm overall pretty pleased with this result. And soon we'll have ourselves a protectorate. I don't like that they're calling themselves Fascist Java. They're an autocratic presidential republic. They're agrarian, they're mercantilist. Racial segregation is pretty much par for the course versus actual fascism. Sweden wants an alliance. Oh, they're declined for now. I don't like being drawn into other countries' offensive wars that much. Yeah, they're doing. They have local police force, but they don't have any home affairs. We got censorship, but again, that's par for the course for reactionary regimes. I think they're fascism in name. They're fascist in name only. And anyway, they support French interests in the region, by which I mean they're in protectorate. So we're doing it. We're being a pragmatic regime. I'm still down on. I don't know how this is possible, but my government admin continues to be struggling to meet its needs. Well, Italy, I don't know why you've chosen to do this. Ooh, we've lost a general. In the midst of all these notifications, I've seen a general has passed, and he's a general in the 1st Corps. So we'll go ahead and pull someone new in there. Let's see. You're a jingoist, the petit bourgeois, a mountain combat expert, and reserved, reduced morale loss. Okay, that's pretty good. What about you? You're a theocrat, you're direct, extra offense, and supply requisitions expert. I'm going to go with this guy. Plus he aligns with the Catholic Church, which is a thing we want. And now we're above our command limit, so that's perfectly fine. Let's see, we got a bunch of notifications going on. We got Aratoa having itself a little pop off. We have a peasant revolt in Mecklenburg. What about you? Either you want to be part of the French Empire? No? Okay. We are still fighting here in Java. We've got them, the government down to... Oh, okay, no, they don't have war support protection. Oh, right, because Java is the capital of Java. There's the Lion Peasant Revolt popping off. So with this fleet here, it should be Radical Selangor now. Alright, hold on. So, we're going to invade the rebellion with the Army of West Africa. And both of these armies are on their way to Selangor, where they are needed. They went to different fronts by default, which is smart. I changed fronts because I'm a silly Billy. Alright, and that should be good to go. Great Britain wants a trade agreement. You know what, Great Britain? Sure. Oh, and there's chemical warfare. Brilliant. Oil and Miranda, that's fun. And the Army of Latin America is back, going back to Latin America. We are actually have run ourselves out of things to research in military at this point. So, yeah, perfect. So we'll go to production and we'll knock out all our other stuff. We need oil turbine for sure. Compression ignition is going to be good for our mines. And then we'll do conveyors, flash freezing. And then I don't feel the I don't feel a great desire to go to arc welding. Well, I suppose it would increase the efficiency of our construction sectors, so let's do it. In fact, I think that's actually better than than conveyors and flash freezing. So we'll do that one first. Then we'll do conveyors and flash freezing. And for the end of the tech tree, we'll grab international exchange standards, macroeconomics, modern financial instruments, antibiotics. No, you know what? Antibiotics is more important. And then we'll do the finance stuff. Let me see. This one's the one that's extra companies, macroeconomics. And this one's extra minting and reduced loan interest rates. So we'll go ahead and grab those. Anyway, though, let's get to the end of... And that's the war in Java sorted out. All right, that is what I wanted, and that's all I need for today. In fact, all I have time for today. We have done quite a bit of work in Southeast Asia today at establishing as protectorates the remnants of the Dutch East Indies, soon subsequently called the East Indies. We got everything except for Bhutan, which went with, I want to say, China. But that's completely fine with us. They can go ahead and do that. Yeah, so our hegemony over the East Indies is increasing. That is all we've got for today. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun. And I will see you on the other side.